Hey, what's good, YouTube? Today we're going to react to NBA teams are already regretting these contracts. Okay, I already know two off the dome. You got Draymond, you got fucking Jordan Poole, and you got, damn, and you got Klay Thompson. Three of those people was on the Warriors. One of them was on the Warriors, I mean. But it's like, damn, Draymond, his ass don't want to play no more. That man's get ejected damn near every game, bro. Like, literally, the last game against the Magic, this man fucking what's it called? Got ejected in 2 minutes. Like, how you get ejected in 2 minutes, bro? That's insane. And like Curry was just looking dumbfounded, bro. Like he was looking depressed. Let's see. Klay Thompson, that man's cooked, bro. He's washed. He can't play no defense or nothing, man. And this man getting paid like fucking 40 mil, 45 or something, like insane. Okay. But those are three people that I have on top of my head right now. But let's get into your reaction though.
Every NBA offseason, it's always a team's hope to improve their roster or at least set them up for success depending on their direction, whether you're aiming to rebuild or contend now. And every offseason, you have a host of free agents, whether restricted or unrestricted, that teams are eyeing to sign with their available cap space. And of course, every
Oh,
offseason,
and Ben Simmons, bro, because that man don't play.
That make you think this front office
He's another
their
crash
mind.
out, bro.
Or you also have the
Well, actually, I'm wrong.
where you tip your cap to
Draymond is a crash out.
sweet deal for said player. But
Ben Simmons just a TikTok star, right? Or TikTok wannabe.
Good or bad signing you landed on. When the contracts were first signed, it's all based on the history of a player's productivity relative to their contract value and age at that point in time. We don't know how each newly signed player is going to outperform or underperform relative to their contract. And while for some of these 2023 offseason signings, it's still relatively early to say definitively whether the team that signed them is regretting it, it doesn't stop us as fans in analyzing and discussing some of the regrettable contracts of the offseason now that we're nearly at the end of the year. The first year in the newly signed player's contract. So in this video, we're going to be going over contracts that were signed in the 2023 offseason that teams are already regretting. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, it would mean a great deal to me if you subscribe to help the channel grow. We are nearing 50,000 subscribers, so I greatly appreciate that. And in return, I'll be providing more NBA content like this. Now, a few call outs when talking about these contracts. These are only contracts or contract extensions that were signed this past offseason in 2023. So players who signed with a new team or re-upped with their current team. It does not include sign-in trades or players that were signed from previous off seasons. Like, you're not going to see Ben Simmons' contract on this list because that contract was signed a few seasons back. And of course, when factoring in how regrettable a contract is, I'm also basing it on the value and length of the deal while also factoring in the player's age and the team's timeline. So by including a player on this list, it doesn't mean that I think they're trash as a player. They very well still could be a great player, but they're either not worth the contract they signed, or a team has since pivoted in their overall direction to where the contract on their books no longer makes sense. And I'm going to start with one that initially, when this guy was signed, I thought it was a fair deal because I've always maintained he's an underrated big. But now, after the season has transpired and him having a down year and the team's overall direction, there's no question that this team is now regretting the signing, and that's the Toronto Raptors signing Jakob Poeltl to a 4-year, $78 million deal. I mean, near $20 million a year for a guy like Poeltl is a lot to begin with.
That is a lot.
He was one of the better rim protectors in the game. He had been improving his overall offense, one of the top offensive rebounders in the league, and the Raptors had also just traded for him at the prior deadline. So to let him walk for nothing after giving up assets to get him would not have made sense. And when they gave Poeltl that deal, the thought at that time was, well, we're still going to try to make this work. We're still going to try to compete now. Yeah, we lost Van Fleet, but we still have our star in Pascal Siakam. We still got one of the better two-way players in the league in OG Anunoby, and their young star in Scotty Barnes. They needed a center, and Poeltl was that guy. And then, of course, the season didn't turn out the way they thought it would. They realized this group already hit its ceiling, and so they traded Siakam, OG, and they signaled the rebuild. And now you've got Poeltl on a pretty sizable deal for a player who, yes, is still young, only 28, but doesn't fit their timeline, and has kind of regressed a bit from last season, and now you're going to be paying this guy for the next 3 seasons until he's 31, when the focus for the Raptors now should all be about cap flexibility and future assets to build with for a few years out from now.
They are rebuilding right now.
I venture to say that the Raptors regret this signing. Next on the list, a couple of smaller deals relative to some of the other ones I'm going to be talking about, but the first one is Grant Williams, who signed a 4-year, $53.3 million contract with the Dallas Mavericks after Boston opted to not keep him around. And the reason for the regret was not so much the contract value, although I'd argue it is a bit high for someone like Grant Williams, but more so the guys didn't vibe well with Williams.
That is true.
He rubbed them the wrong way from the
They
beginning.
didn't vibe well, but the signing of Grant Williams, they was able to trade him and get PJ Washington, which is a much better fit. Much better fit. So regret signing him, sure, but his signing led to them getting PJ Washington. And they got someone else, I forgot. But wait, it was PJ Washington and what? I don't like. I'm not sure if Grant Williams was in that Daniel Gafford trade or not, but I know for sure that it was PJ Washington though. Like, I don't know if it was a 3-team trade or what.
Dude instantly gets traded in the first year of his contract at the deadline to the Charlotte Hornets. Like, this was supposed to be a big signing for the Mavericks to bolster their front court depth, and they said, nope, this isn't going to work. This was a mistake.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say.
I guess this one is
I wouldn't say
obvious,
mistake
even though he's
though.
not with the team anymore. But the fact that he even got traded should be case in point that the Mavs realized quickly that they messed up. And then I'm also going to include Gabe Vincent, who the Lakers signed to a 3-year, $33 million.
But that led to
it's
them getting PJ Washington.
So this was one of the better signings of the offseason initially. Yeah, $11 million is a bit much, basically the whole mid-level exception. But given how Vincent,
it's like you had to sign him to get PJ Washington.
I thought this would be a great pickup for the Lakers, who were looking to get back to the conference finals and beyond.
Man, Gabe Vincent,
the dude
L
has
signing.
All but 5 games.
L signing.
He can't control injuries. Obviously, it's not something the Lakers expected. But even in the few games that he did play, he didn't look good. And now you also have to consider, is he going to be able to come back and be the player he used to be?
He's
after
cooked.
Missing a whole season. And great, now we used our whole mid-level exception on this guy. It doesn't help that the Lakers are fighting for their play-in lives as well. It would be a different story if the Lakers were sitting at the top of the conference and it didn't matter that Vincent hadn't been playing. But now, yeah, they could have used that exception on another player with how the season has been going for them thus far. And then these last 3, you've got the big ones, the large deals over $100 million, long-term contracts that these teams are now regretting the first year into the deal. And I'm going to start with the Memphis Grizzlies signing Desmond Bane to a whopping 5-year, $205 million extension. The fact that Desmond Bane is a $200 million plus level player should say all you need to know about this contract. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Desmond Bane. I'd always talked about how he was one of the most underrated players in the NBA and a steal in the draft for going 30th overall. Can shoot lights out, plays hard, big-time hustler, and he has a big impact on winning. I thought he absolutely deserved a big contract. But $205 million for Desmond Bane, that's a bit of a stretch. And I get it.
That's a lot of money,
but wanted to keep their core intact, to keep
building
around John Moran, but they also didn't need to re-sign him this past offseason. They could have let him hit restricted free agency. Give him a prove-it year, see how he does, and match any offer sheet that he gets in the following offseason.
Yeah.
And yes, Bane has been injured, so it's not really fair to judge his play on what we're seeing now, especially when the Grizzlies season was over from the start of the year. But as good as Bane is and has been, I don't see him playing at the level of that contract. And the contract hasn't even kicked in yet either. It starts next season, as this was the final year of his rookie scale deal. I'm sure for the Grizzlies now, they probably would take it back and wish they had waited until this offseason to give him a deal, one that isn't a max contract. Then, of course, one of the more regrettable contracts, even though I'm sure the Warriors and their fans will try and act like it's not, and that he's worth every penny because of what he means to this franchise. And yes, that's Draymond Green giving him a 4-year, $100 million extension. Look,
yeah, bro, that's fucking insane, bro. That's fucking insane. Like, I get it. Like, you know, Draymond's impact on winning is huge for the Warriors, for sure. But it's like, bro, this man don't want to play. This man just keeps fucking getting ejected, bro. And it's like, what is your problem? The Warriors are legit, the 9th seed, 10th seed, or whatever, right? And the Rockets is trailing right behind them. And this nigga is keep getting ejected from games when they're trying to make a playoff push. What are you doing, bro? You're a 4-time champion. Control yourself, please. Like, yo, he legit got ejected in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. Bro, the ref was legit letting this man slide, bro. Draymond was talking to him the whole time, bro. Let him slide. He got a tech. That's when you should chill. But he just keeps talking to him, right? The ref's going to let it slide, whatever. Then this man calls the ref a bitch ass nigga or a pussy ass nigga. Either one. They get ejected. Like, why would you say that, bro? Like, why? Like, yo, this man just don't want to play, bro.
Fault the Warriors for
He just
extending
don't want to
Draymond
play.
Green. He declined his player option and could have left to go another team, and the Warriors wanted to keep the heart and soul of their franchise to ensure that he stayed.
I'm
They
sorry.
offered
Right
him a
now,
deal that he couldn't refuse.
right now for the Warriors, I'm on everyone gotta go. Everyone gotta go except for Curry. If Curry wanna stay, cool. But everyone gotta go. We trying to win now, bro. Everyone gotta go. Clay, your ass traded. I'm sorry. Draymond, your ass traded. I'm sorry, bro. But it's like everyone else gotta go, bro. Except for Kaminga. But it's like I would trade Kaminga if I get like a star form or something, like a PG or something. Like, bro, it's a Hail Mary, but hey, man, you gotta throw Hail Marys out there, my nigga.
When in reality, they were really only bidding against themselves.
And I'm keeping
team anyway that would
what's
have
that
been
nigga
interested
name?
in Draymond
Pokasevsky.
Green had the cap space to offer him something even close
I'm keeping him
to
too.
that amount. And the teams that actually had cap space to offer something that high for Draymond Green,
Everyone
they
else
wouldn't have
would go.
done it because he wouldn't have fit their timeline. And the Warriors should now be regretting it more and more because of all the antics and shenanigans that have come with Draymond Green this past season.
Been bad.
Getting in fights with everybody, multiple suspensions. And look, maybe all that baggage was okay, and you could be willing
When
to
he was
deal
winning.
with it when he was in his prime and always in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. But now, when his play hasn't been backing up the headache that comes with him, nah.
He's
and to make
cooked.
it worse, the Warriors
He's
season
cooked.
has not gone well. It's very likely that they'll miss the playoffs. They might even miss the play-in at this point.
Facts.
And they now have Draymond Green at the age of 34 under a guaranteed contract for the next 3 seasons after this one, paying him until he's 37 years old, when he's already
That's
starting
insane.
to show signs of decline. And with the Warriors likely realizing they're going to need to pivot in the immediate future and consider another timeline, they're quickly going to realize Draymond isn't going to fit that timeline, especially when his contract extends beyond that of Steph Curry's. Yeah, they're going to realize they made a mistake. But honestly, even as regrettable of a contract the Warriors gave to Draymond Green, none can be worse than what the Blazers handed to Jeremy Grant, who they signed to a 5-year, $160 million contract extension. Jeremy Grant, great player, but not an all-star, a player whose game has never really led to winning on his respective teams, a player who's 30 years old now. They gave him a 5-year,
I don't think that, though.
$160 million.
I don't think that, because, like, bro, the Trailblazers legit had to pay somebody. Like they gotta pay someone. Like, if you don't use the money that the NBA gives you, like, don't the NBA like takes it or whatever? So it's like, bro, they gotta pay somebody. They gotta pay somebody. So it's like, fuck it, give it to Jeremy Grant.
This was an act of desperation to keep Damian Lillard because at that time, at the time of the signing, Dame had not yet requested out of Portland, and it was believed that they could still make things work by keeping Dame around and making a last push effort for putting together a title team around him. And of course, 2 days after they extended Jeremy Grant, Dame was like, "Yeah, I want out. Like, what are you all doing here?
Jeremy Grant, not
this
the
was
guy.
your win now move. That was the move to get me to try and stay.
Hey, if that was the
Taking up
purpose,
rest of
I'll
the cap
move.
space with Jeremy Grant." So I say to be fair to the Blazers because I highly doubt they would have signed Grant to that deal had they known that Dame was going to request a trade. But because they did it, he's now under contract for the next 4 seasons after this. And at that amount, that is going to be very hard to move in a trade. And the fact that Grant doesn't fit their direction...
Jeremy Grant is a great player, though.
Youth movement, this is without a doubt a contract the Blazers are now regretting. Anyway, those are the contracts that were signed this offseason that teams are already regretting.
Not
in
bad.
my opinion. There are others that are getting there, but more time is probably needed to really make that determination as the contract fills out. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let me know if you think there are contracts that deserve to be on this list that I missed. Let me know in the comments. As always, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.
Hey, I agree with this. From the most recent signings, I agree with this. Except for Desmond Bane, I don't agree with that. Well, yeah, they could have waited for the restriction in free agency, sure. But it's like, bro, if you plan on keeping him for the long term, why not? Just give him the fucking money, bro. Just give him the money out the way. And then next year, you really gonna see what the Grizzlies really about, because Ja Morant will be back. Okay, you have Desmond Bane. I don't know who they small forward. What? I don't know who they small forward. Got Jaren Jackson, and you got Steven Adams should be back, if I'm not mistaken. He should be back. Then you got Marcus Smart coming off the bench. Derrick Rose to help mature Ja and everything else. But, hey, the Grizzlies look pretty solid for next season, though. It's going to be interesting to see Desmond Bane jump and how good how better he gets from this season. But hey, I definitely agree with the Draymond Green goddamn contract because like, bro, he's cooked, bro. He's cooked. This man is like he legit don't want to play, bro. Like he just don't want to play. He keeps getting ejected 24/7, and it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with that, bro? Like the Warriors seem to be cooked, man. Everyone could go, bro. Everyone legit can go except for Curry, Kaminga, Pokashevsky, and screw it, even Kevon Looney, bro. Kevon Looney, cause I like Looney. But it's like, hey, Wiggins, he could go. He could go. But like, bro, he's been bad. Well, in the beginning of the season, he was bad, bro. He got a little bit better, but it's like he's not playing at that level that we expected from him. Okay, Klay Thompson, he's cooked. He's cooked. He's missing open shots and shit. His defense is ass. It's like he's cooked. Draymond, he just don't want to play no more. He's getting his ass ejected every game. It's like, bro, what are you doing out there, bro? So, hey, everyone could go, man. Everyone could go. Trying to win a championship with Curry by any way, man. We're trying to build a championship team anyway. I don't know how the Warriors are going to do it, to be honest, because like they don't got a lot of pieces that people want, and I don't see any star just heading over to Golden State, to be honest with you, anytime soon. Like maybe they get DeMar DeRozan, but I don't think DeMar and Steph is a championship winning team. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe the Warriors could work some goddamn magic. But like, comment, subscribe. Just anything else to interact to. Down below in the comments. But check out and next one.